Hi everyone, it is James and I hope you're doing well. I've got an important topic to talk to you about today, and that is leadership. Leadership in a time of panic. What does leadership in a time of panic look like? Now I'm going to talk about it in the context of, affiliate marketing and network marketing, and you being the leader of a team. But, you're also the leader of people around you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. And how you show up, people are watching. People are watching what you post on social media. Are you posting panic? Are you focused on the negativity and the panic? Or are you showing up and setting a good example? I mean, leadership often is the simplest thing is setting a good example. But I've got two things that I'd like to share with you today. If you are a leader or you're wanting to be a leader. And the first one is that when your team is maybe discombobulated, for lack of a better word, it's not even a word, I don't think, but or it might be a real word in the dictionary, discombobulated. I'll have to look it up later. But, people are confused. And, some of the reasons they're confused are, they got kids at home, they're not used to homeschooling, they normally have to go to a job and now they're at home and they're in a small apartment or a small house and the kids are getting cabin fever and people are freaking out, etc., etc. We know all those things. People are freaking out because they had to stay at home for March, and now it's early April, and the rent's due at the end of the month of April, and that's the last money in the bank. And then May is coming. A lot of people that are in that kind of situation. They didn't have money set aside. We know a lot of small business owners like that. Other people, their spouse was sent home, so their income is cut in half, and maybe they can't figure out where that mortgage payment comes from next month. Or maybe they can see that 2 or 3 months from now they're in trouble. A lot of different scenarios, and I'm not going to try to paint them all, but here's the point, guys. If your team is all distracted, and many of them will be right now, show up like you'd like them to show up. So what are you doing? What's the example that you're setting that speaks to them and their life? Are you making good use of your time at home? Are you doing some personal development? Are you studying? Are you actively trying to build your business, or are you in panic mode like them? If you're in panic mode like them, they're going to be in just more panic mode, because whatever you do, they're going to do. And that's a scary thought. Because if you're not doing something positive, they're not going to do something positive. So what are you doing? I mean, and I'm not doing the things that I'm doing to set a good example for my team, but I am very consciously working on improving myself. I spent 3 days in a virtual workshop earlier this week. Sorry, my stick is wobbling around a little bit while I'm out on my daily walk. But 3 whole days, and actually next weekend, the 24th, 25th, 26th, I think it's next weekend, 10 days from now, I got another 3-day workshop on improving my networking skills. And I'm writing emails, I'm doing lives, I'm doing videos, I'm building. I've actually bought advertising to build one of our businesses, and testing Facebook ads for the business that we're talking about here, Elite Marketing Pro. Just spent an hour and a half on Facebook ad training with them, and then another 30 or 40 minutes on some leadership training earlier today. So And I'm not trying to, say that I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, but you get the idea that if I want people who are following me to show up and be building a business and learn how to build in a time such as this, I need to be showing up like I want them to show up. And, I think that's the kind of thing that you need to be thinking about in terms of the activity that it takes. Sorry, I got to get out on the road a little bit and social distance from those people. Everybody's got to respect the 6-foot rule, so had to do a little bob and weave there. Now we're back on the sidewalk. So yeah, the first thing is show up for your team. Show up for your team, and in a positive way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, doing webinars and Facebook Lives. Those are great things to be doing. Maybe you could learn how to do a video finally. Maybe it's not your habit to do a video, or you're scared to do a video. Maybe you could do your first one and just talk about it. And you could your topic could be, this is my first video, and I decided in COVID-19 to create a new habit that will be positive for my future, and I'm scared to death, but here I am. That might be your video, and that's cool. That's better than no video and no attempt. Get my point? Now, it could be other things. You could buy a course or enroll in a course, or if you're in a business, go into the back office and attack that training library that you have been putting away in the back of your mind. Or, we've got a ton of training. So another thing that you could do is go to our blog at globaladssuccess.com and dive into some of those great topics. Or you're watching this on our page. We've got probably 40 or 50 videos on some great training topics, actually, and blog posts here as well. So you could use the resources here. You could do a little mini MBA for the next couple of days, or spend an hour a day improving. And you sharpen the axe works a lot better. You got to sharpen your axe, folks. So I would encourage you to show up for your team like you want them to show up. And again, if you're building a team, they'll be wanting to know what you're doing. And show up and, show them that you're reaching out to people, that you're building your business. And your positive approach will be important. Now, a second corollary to that, a related point, is for your team, give them a clear path. So people like clarity, people like systems. Even leaders like a clear path. I like a clear path. Anybody does. So if you give people a clear path and then you show up and show that you're following it yourself, people love that. That's one of the secrets to people following you in an online business. You're going to show them through your online activity. Bear in mind, all of us now, if you're in network marketing, we're all digital networkers. All of us. How do I say that? Because there's nobody that can do it offline now, right? The whole industry in one fell swoop in the last month has gone from network marketing to digital networking. It's completely redefined our industry. And going back to my first point, learning skill sets. If you've been a little bit behind on learning the skill sets of being a digital networker, wow, is now the time to jump in and learn those skill sets and get ahead of the massive wave of people that don't have those skill sets yet. And if that includes you, or you've learned a little bit, it'd be really powerful to learn a whole lot more. I'm going to stop here because the background's a little bit better and I can talk to you just to finish up this thought. So, got a little dry gulch here. This fills up when it rains, but it's dry right now. Anyway, give people a clear path. So if you're in a business, make it very clear. 1, 2, 3, what started, get people clearly going on a get started. Make sure you've gone through a get started routine. Make that very clear and refer people back to it. I've been doing some recruiting for our primary business, and I get people asking me questions. Well, yeah, this sounds really interesting. Can you tell me more about it? And what do? I could spend hours every day answering emails and information, or I could provide them a clear path. Now, I'm an expert in my company and a leader, so I can always give a detailed explanation. I make it my ability to do that, and that's how I understand strategies and so forth. But for my team, I don't want them to think like they have to be an expert. Actually, they don't. They just have to be someone who invites, follows, and provides messages and provides their own leadership. So I never try to deeply explain things. I use tools. It's this age-old secret in our industry. Rather than repeating yourself again and again and again hundreds of times or dozens of times or even 5 times, I do videos, and our team does videos, and our company does videos. So we refer people back to that. That's a clear path. That's one example of a clear path. So, hint number 1, leadership in a time of panic. Show up for your team like you want them to show up. Be positive, be learning, be educating, be active, do your business, be prospecting, and give them a clear path. Follow that clear path yourself, and then give them a clear path. Now, if you'd like to learn more about how to be a sponsor and leader in this industry, we have a great resource. We put together a 7-video series from the famous Mike Dillard. And Mike Dillard is the godfather of attraction marketing. He worked in the beginning with Elite Marketing Pro, attractionmarketing.com, to get it set up. And worked with TJ Irway and the other leaders there to do some things. So we've got actually some behind-the-scenes clips from him that I think you would greatly enjoy, and some bonus material in there as well. If that would be of value to you, maybe something to study during this particular time, go ahead and click on the link that's underneath this video and log into that. In the meantime, don't panic during the time of panic. Be someone who is steadfast, moving forward, positive, reflective, and be a leader, and you'd be astonished how you can come out of this business in a far better place than you went into it. That's actually, as astonishing as that sounds, that could be very, very, very real for you today. It is going to be that way for me, and I'd love to have as many of you come out of this in the same positive, better, improved way. And just imagine what would it be like when you come out of social distancing with a new skill set that actually can set you free. Powerful idea, isn't it? Make it happen. Click on that link and learn that skill set, okay? God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.